Hello everyone, that manga kid here, back for another alternative manga spotlight video. This time I will be talking about Monster Men Bureiko Lullaby by Takashi Nemoto. This is a Picturebox release. I have no idea. I don't think this is in print anymore. I had never heard of this or seen it at all, ever. But I found it at a used bookstore in my city randomly, and I just went, this looks like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. It looked so interesting. I could not leave the store without it. Um, and I've not heard or seen it in anybody else's collection on YouTube. Uh, so if you have this, let me know. If you've read it, let me know. But this is the most bizarre, and I've read some pretty bizarre things. This is the most bizarre thing I've ever read in my life. Um, Takashi Nemoto is seemingly a very interesting human. I believe he's on the back. Yep, there he is. Yeah, so I don't even know where to start with this. It is so disturbing. If you are not okay with disturbing sexual content, do not pick this up. Don't go anywhere near it. You can probably tell from the cover whether or not you're interested in this title. It's so gross. There are so many bodily fluids. There is so much just, it's not supposed to be pretty. There is so much just disgusting behavior. Um, it's hard to read, I'm going to be honest, but I think that's the point. I don't think it's supposed to be easy to read. And the other thing, too, fair warning, like you're going to see naked disgustingness in this. So if you don't want to see that, then I would suggest just leaving or looking away and just listening to my thoughts. Um, I just want you to see what this looks like on the inside here. Like it just is. I don't understand. It's so busy and ridiculous. It's hard to just look at. That's all. It's very hard to look at. Not just because the content's disgusting, but just because of how busy the panels are, and it's fascinating. It took me a very long time to read this because every little short story chapter was just like, okay, I've had enough of this. I need to go and read something else to cleanse my brain. So it took a long time. That being said, it was the first half of it took a long time. It was a lot of short stories following a similar character, and the second half got into like the actual story about this little sperm here. The main chunk of the story is about this man who is masturbating when a nuclear explosion happens, I believe, or something like that, and his sperm ends up because of the radioactivity causes his sperm to come out of his body and become this little sperm human thing. And so now he's got a child. He is a man who birthed a child that is a sperm. Uh, he's a horrible man. Very, very terrible man. But the little sperm child is quite endearing. And that's when I got hooked into the story, is when that storyline happened, and that now we were following the sperm, whose name I don't remember. He has a name. Um and you're following the life of this kid who is obviously different than his peers. Uh and it deals with bullying, it deals with finding your place in the world and discrimination, and then it deals with queer identities at closer to the end, and I'm like, what is happening? Why am I connecting to this little sperm? I don't know. It threw me for a loop. I was not expecting it to be so endearing by the end. It was still disgusting, as the other characters are disgusting, but our little sperm dude here is just a sweetheart. And I quite enjoyed learning about his life. I If you like alternative manga and you are not easily disturbed or offended, offended is a big one. There is a lot of rape in this story, um, or in this manga. It's just we're dealing with some monstrous people who are just disgusting excuses for human beings. Um, so be forewarned about that. But yes, if you're easily offended or disturbed, I would just not even go near this. But if you're interested in just something so completely bizarre, then pick this up because it is absolutely a roller coaster ride of terrible, but then heartwarming and sad and then endearing and then disgusting. And it's just so strange. I I cannot believe that this exists at all and that it exists in English. I am shocked. But yeah, I don't know. I really Yeah, like this is look at how much text there is mixed amongst all this weird artwork. It's not an easy read by any means. But it's very I enjoyed it. I honestly did. I don't know that I will ever be able to read it again. Maybe far in the future, but I did find by the time I finished it, I was like, "Huh, okay. So that was something that happened." But I'm happy to own it. I love alternative manga, and I'm so happy I found this because I had, like I said, never seen it, never heard of it, didn't know what it was, saw it, and I went, well, I have to take this home with me. And Takashi Nemoto actually has one of the short stories in the Axe alternative manga anthology that I have. Um, so I did recognize the art right away. I went, this looks very familiar, but I don't know why. And then I brought it home and went, okay, I was right. He does have a story in that Axe alternative manga collection. So yeah, it's weird. So weird. But if you like weird and you can get your hands on this, have at it. And if you've read it, please let me know your thoughts. It does delve into some pretty kind of um, specific uh, opinions and thoughts about the world and different issues. And I know it has a point, and all of the reviews and stuff that are on the back or in that I've read online from like actual uh, people who legitimately for their job review things um, have really good things to say about it, and that it's a really kind of impactful story, and that this mangaka does very specific types of commentary on things. Um, so it's not just meaningless, disgusting crudeness. It does seem to have a narrative that it is trying to get across, but it's hard to decipher that when you're just really grossed out. So keep that in mind. Um, and it's not like a lot of all other alternative manga where I go, well, I'll just read it again to figure out what I'm missing. I don't want to read this again. Not anytime soon, anyway. By the time I want to read this again, it'll be because I forgot everything that happens and I just am interested in reading it again rather than trying to figure out what the mangaka is trying to portray or tell me about the world. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Monster Men Bureiko Lullaby by Takashi Nemoto, released by Picturebox. What a ride this was. Thank you for watching.